All right, let's talk about filter and what it does. So filter is a method that you can use on arrays. And what it does is it returns a new array and it filters out all the values that do not meet your condition. So only the ones that pass your condition will be the answer. Okay, all right. So if we look at this first string, we can do something like, let's say console.log. And let's say I want to get rid of all of the x's, right? So you can do something like arr string dot filter, right? So here it's taking a callback function. The callback function has access to each of the values. I'm going to call it value. And whatever we return here has to be a condition that it can check each of these characters again. So we're going to return all the values where the value itself is not strictly equal to, let's say, x. Okay. All right. So now you can see that we filtered all of the x's out. Okay. Now, you can also do something like this. What if we want all the values that are x or all the values that are, let's say, e? See, so now we have an array that only has x's and e's. Okay? And also, you can use filter because it returns a new array which has a length. You can actually determine how many occurrences of each of these letters. So let's say we want to see how many times x occurred. We can just do val, and we're going to return where the value is strictly equal to x. And then we're going to close this off, right? And then we see that it's 4, and then we just do length like this. Okay. And then, whoops, this should be here. And then you can see that x's occurred 4 times, 1, 2, 3, and 4. If we change this to a, we see that it's only twice, right? 1 and 2. Okay, what about an array of objects? Let's just say we want to filter all the items that sold over $100. So only the TV and the shoe should remain. So you can do something like arrobj.filter value. Now, remember, in this case, the value is each of these objects. It's no longer a string. The value is whatever is the value of each index. So the value we're going to return value dot price. We're only returning the ones where the value dot price is over $100. See? So now if we open this up, we only see the TV and the shoe because shoe has the price of 150. Okay. Okay. So now how can we use this another way? So let's say we have this question, how many odds and even digits are in the number 53,432? Well, I'll just do let num is equal to 53492, and then I'll say const, let's call this stringify, okay? It's gonna be equal to string num. So I'm gonna turn this into a string, and then I'm gonna turn that string into an array like this. So now when you console.log stringify, let's see what we get. So when we console.log that, we get each of these digits as its own entry in an array. Okay. All right, now that we have an array, we can filter it. Okay, so I'll do const total length is equal to stringified dot length. Right. Now, how do we figure out how many odds there are? So const odds will be equal to what? It's going to be equal to stringified, which is now an array, dot filter. And we're going to filter out all the values that when we divide by 2, it gives us a remainder. Okay, so now odds will have all of the odds, right? Dot length. So this tells us how many odds there are. And then to find the evens, you can just do const evens is equal to total length minus odds. Okay, so now I can do something like, let's say, total, let me make this better. Total odd digits. Let's see, so this would be odds, total evens, and then this would be evens. Okay, so we get 3 odds and 2 evens. Let's see if that makes sense. 1 odd, 2 odd, and 3 odd, 2 evens. What if we have all evens and 1 odd? See, total odd digits 1, total evens 3. If we delete this and it's just 2, 2, 2, we get 3 even numbers. Okay, so there's lots of ways you can use filter.